Okay, let's get into your reading, Cancer. Okay, if you have just found this reading, okay, if you're watching this, you're going to win in August. If you are just here and present, you are going to win in August. And I want to stop on that word, okay, win, because it's a strong word to open with, and it's a specific one. Not survive August, not get through August, win it. And for someone who's had a hard run, okay, winning can feel like a foreign concept. You get so used to just coping, just managing, just keeping your head above water, that the idea of actually coming out on top starts to feel like something that happens to other people. But this reading found you to tell you that August is your turn to win. And I want to name what winning actually looks like here, okay? Because it's not one dramatic jackpot moment. The reader described it as a spin of blessings, plural, constant. And that's the real texture of it. Winning in this season is a whole run of good rolling in, not a single lucky break you have to make last. And I think that matters, okay? Because when you've had a hard time, you can start to believe that even if something good comes, you'll get just the one, and you better hold on to it tight because there won't be another. Scarcity thinking. The belief that good things are rare and you're lucky to get any at all. But a winning month, okay, runs on abundance, not scarcity. It says there's more where that came from. One blessing, then another, enough that you can finally exhale and stop rationing your own hope. The thing that you've been stressing about this entire time, I'm telling you, it's going to be a constant spin of blessings. Constant spin of blessings. It just keeps coming, just keeps growing. It just keeps going. And financial stability is on the forefront here. Again, in the past, you've been through sadness and frustration and betrayal, and things have been rocky. Okay, things have been rocky emotionally for you. Things are now balancing out, and that is a blessing. August is a blessing. It is a blessing. And I want to speak to that rocky emotional past for a second, okay? The sadness, the frustration, the betrayal the reader named, because I don't want to rush past it to get to the good news. Those things were real. They hurt. And you carried them longer than you should have had to. And here's what I want you to understand about the balancing out, okay? Because it's not the universe pretending those things didn't happen. Balancing means the scale that's been tipped against you for so long finally evens. All that weight on the hard side, the betrayals, the frustrations, the rocky stretches, finally gets matched and then outweighed by the good coming in. And that's what makes it a blessing, okay? Not that the pain is erased, but that it's finally being answered. The scale is tipping back toward you, toward ease, toward stability, toward the version of your life where things stop being so hard and start being fair. And I want to sit with that phrase, okay, a constant spin of blessings, because it's a beautiful way to picture what's coming. Not one blessing that arrives and then you wait, anxious, hoping there'll be another. A spin, a wheel that keeps turning, blessing after blessing, one rolling into the next with no gap of dread in between. And that matters especially, okay, for someone who's been through the sadness and the betrayal and the rocky emotional stretches you've been through. Because after enough of that, you brace even when things are good, waiting for the blessing to run out. But a constant spin doesn't run out. It keeps turning. And August is where it starts. I also feel here that people are going to initiate things with you. So whilst you're working hard at, whatever you're working on, that's going to bring you blessings in return. And also people are going to work hard at inviting you places, going places with you. There's a real social element and energy here that I'm picking up on. And I want to name why that people initiating energy is such a gift, okay? Because it flips something exhausting. For a long time, you may have felt like the one who always had to reach out first, always had to make the plans, always had to do the initiating, or nothing would happen at all. And this is the opposite, okay? People coming to you, people inviting you, people working hard to be around you. And that shift from being the one who chases connection to being the one connection comes toward is one of the clearest signs that your energy has genuinely turned a corner. And I want to explain why that shift happens, okay? Because it's not random and it's not about you suddenly becoming a different person. People are drawn to energy. When someone is depleted, stressed, carrying a heavy season, they can unconsciously give off a closed, weathered energy, not because anything's wrong with them, but because survival mode pulls you inward. And as you come out of the storm, okay, as you start feeling revived, the way the Queen of Cups described, your energy opens back up. It warms. It becomes magnetic again. And people feel that before you even say a word. They sense the shift and they move toward it, wanting to be around whatever it is that's lighting you back up. So the invitations, okay, the people initiating, the social energy picking up, those aren't just nice events. They're evidence, proof you can see in the outside world that something real has changed on the inside. The Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups here really goes to show this beautiful energy of feeling revived and rejuvenated and excited and fulfilled and feeling like everything is just coming together for you and you're feeling stronger and better and happier. This commitment, this excitement, this joy, this fulfillment, there's a sense here of more money, but also emotionally, people not making fun of you. Now, I know that sounds like a bit of a strange message, but it's almost like people respect you. They understand you. They feel connected to you, and they're not disrespecting you. There's a real sense here of people just really being there for you and never disrespecting you. And just being super understanding. And the Queen of Cups, okay, sits on a throne at the edge of the sea, holding an ornate closed cup that she gazes at with total tenderness, her feet at the water's edge. And she is the most emotionally deep, compassionate, nurturing card in the whole deck. A woman completely in touch with her own feelings. And I want to name why she shows up as your revival card, okay? Because it's significant. The Queen of Cups isn't just happiness, she's emotional wholeness. She's what it feels like to have your heart full again after it's been running on empty. And that's the revived, rejuvenated feeling the reader keeps describing, not just good things happening to you, but you feeling like yourself again on the inside. And I want to stay with revived for a moment, okay? Because it's such a specific and hopeful word. To be revived means you were, for a while, something less than fully alive. Not dead, but dimmed, running on low, going through the motions without the spark that makes life feel like living. And a lot of people spend long stretches like that, okay, and don't even fully realize it because it happens so gradually. The color drains out slowly. The things that used to excite you stop landing. You laugh less. You look forward to less. You become a quieter, flatter version of yourself, and you assume that's just who you are now. But revived means the spark comes back, okay? The color floods back in. And the beautiful thing is that you'll feel the contrast. You'll notice yourself laughing more easily, looking forward to things again, feeling that flicker of excitement you thought you'd lost. And you'll realize the flat version was never the real you. It was just you, tired, waiting to be revived. And I want to sit for a second, okay, with that strange little line, people not making fun of you. Because I actually don't think it's strange at all. I think it's precise. Because if it came through, it's probably because somewhere, at some point, you were made to feel small, laughed at, disrespected, not taken seriously. And that leaves a mark, okay? A quiet expectation that people will do it again, that you have to brace for the joke at your expense, the dismissal, the disrespect. And this card is telling you that the season you're walking into is different. People respect you now. They see you. They're connected to you. The bracing can finally stop. And I want to go a little deeper on this, okay? Because being made small does something lasting to a person, and it's worth naming so you can recognize it healing when you've been laughed at, dismissed, disrespected. You start to shrink yourself preemptively. You speak up less. You hold back your opinions. You downplay your wins before someone else can. You make yourself smaller so there's less of you to be a target. And that shrinking becomes a habit, okay? One you carry into rooms where nobody's actually trying to diminish you at all. You keep bracing for a disrespect that isn't coming. Keep making yourself small out of pure reflex. And this reading is telling you, okay, it's safe to take up space again. The people around you now respect you, understand you, feel connected to you. You don't have to shrink to stay safe among them. You can speak fully, show up fully, be the whole size of yourself, because the rooms you're walking into are finally rooms that can handle all of you. The Page of Pentacles, because we have here the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is so important because money is growing, friendships are growing, there's a sense of community. You are going to alchemize, into your blessings. You're going to mesh into your blessings. And I want to draw out the community piece specifically, okay? Because the Page of Pentacles tied money and friendships together, and that's not a coincidence. They grow from the same soil because a lot of the best opportunities in life, okay, don't come from strangers or cold applications. They come through people. A friend who mentions your name in the right room. Someone in your community who thinks of you when something comes up. A connection that turns into a door. So when the reader says money and friendships and community are all growing at once, okay, that's a web forming around you, a network of warmth and support that doesn't just feel good emotionally, but actually becomes the channel your abundance flows through. The richer your community gets, the more paths open for the blessings to reach you. And the Page of Pentacles, okay, shows a young figure standing in a green field, holding a single golden coin up in both hands, gazing at it with focus and wonder, flowers at their feet, mountains in the distance. And it's the card of a new beginning in the material world, the first seed of money, study, work, or opportunity just starting to grow. And I love that word the reader used, okay, alchemize, because it's exactly what the Page of Pentacles does. Alchemy was the old idea of turning base metal into gold. And that's what's happening for you. The hard, raw material of everything you've been through, the sadness, the betrayal, the rocky stretches, is being turned into the gold of your blessings. And I want to name why that's more than a pretty metaphor, okay? Because there's a real truth in it about how good comes out of hard. The pain you went through didn't just hurt you. It also built things in you that are now becoming valuable. The betrayal, okay, taught you discernment, taught you to read people, taught you who's safe. The sadness deepened your compassion, made you someone who can sit with other people's pain because you know it yourself. The rocky stretches built a resilience in you that softer lives never develop. And that's the alchemy, okay? The hard experiences became wisdom, depth, strength, discernment. The raw gold you now carry into this new season. You didn't just survive what you went through. You were transformed by it, and the person you became is exactly the person equipped to receive and hold everything that's coming. And you don't have to force that, okay? The reader said it beautifully. You mesh into your blessings. You don't have to grab them, chase them, wrestle them into being. You grow into them the way the page grows into that coin, naturally, steadily, as the season does its work. April is the month that you win. April is the month, okay, where all your manifestations and goals and dreams are starting to come to fruition. And whenever this reading finds you, okay, it is for you because it is a month where things are manifesting, things are progressing. It's a creation, and I want to name that word, okay, creation, because it's a powerful frame for what this month is. A creation isn't something that happens to you. It's something being made, built, brought into being, and you're not a bystander to it. You're part of the making, because manifestation at its truest, okay, is a partnership. The universe provides the opportunities, the timing, the doors, and you provide the yes, the action, the willingness to walk through. The reader keeps saying things are working out for you, and they are, but notice you're also working hard toward them. And those two things together are what create the result. So as the manifestations start coming to fruition, okay, I want you to feel like a co-creator, not a lottery winner. This good season isn't just luck landing on you. It's the meeting point of everything the universe is arranging and everything you've been building finally coming together into something real. The Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is like things are working out for you. Things are progressing. You just can't make this up. It is such a powerful energy here where everything is working out for you in your favor and things will just never be the same. They will just be better. Okay, so if you've been thinking to yourself, oh my God, nothing's going to be the same as it once was, it's going to be better. Like it's literally going to be better. And the Ace of Wands, okay, shows a hand reaching out of a cloud, holding a single sprouting wand, fresh green leaves falling from it, a castle on a distant hill. And it's the card of a brand new spark, of raw creative fire, of the very first ignition of something that's going to grow into something big. And I want to hold on to that fear you might be carrying, okay? The one the reader named, nothing's going to be the same as it once was, because that's a real grief. When you've lost something or been through a hard change, there's a mourning for the way things used to be, a fear that the good old version of your life is gone for good. And the Ace of Wands answers that grief, okay, gently but firmly. You're right, it won't be the same, but not because it'll be less, because it'll be better. The new spark that's igniting isn't a downgrade from what you lost. It's the beginning of something that outshines it. And I want to sit with that grief a little more, okay? Because I think a lot of people carry it silently and never quite let themselves say it out loud. The mourning for the old version of your life, the way things were before the hard season, the relationship, the situation, the sense of how you thought your life would go, that didn't survive. And it's okay to have grieved that. Okay, it's okay if part of you still misses it. Loss is loss, even when what replaces it is better, and you don't have to pretend the old thing didn't matter just because something new is coming. But here's what the Ace of Wands wants you to know, okay? The reason it can't be the same is that you're not the same. You grew through the hard season. You learned things, survived things, became someone the old life wouldn't even fit anymore. So the new spark isn't just different for the sake of it. It's built for who you've become, and that's exactly why it's going to fit you better than the old life ever did. I want you to claim this, okay? Do not forget to claim this. And of course, send this to someone. Send this to someone. Copy and paste, send the reading to someone, because I am telling you, when you interact, things happen. And all you have to do is just wait and watch. Like, just watch, okay? Just watch what happens. You will be shocked. You will be surprised. And I want to say something real about that wait and watch, okay? Because it's more than a nice sign-off line. There's a specific kind of trust the reader is pointing you toward. The ability to plant the intention and then let it go, instead of gripping it and checking on it anxiously every 5 minutes. Because the watching she means, okay, isn't anxious monitoring, it's relaxed expectancy. It's the calm of someone who knows the good thing is coming and doesn't have to force it. You claim it, you release it, and then you get to be pleasantly, genuinely surprised as it unfolds. And I want to add one honest thing about the anxious kind of watching, okay, the kind the reader is steering you away from, because I know it well, and I know how easy it is to fall into. It's the checking, the refreshing, the constant, is it here yet? Is it happening yet? Why hasn't it come yet? And that kind of watching, okay, doesn't speed anything up. All it does is keep you living in the gap, in the not yet, in the lack. It turns waiting into suffering. And it steals the peace you're supposed to be resting in while the good things make their way to you. So the relaxed expectancy, okay, is a genuine practice, not just a phrase. It's catching yourself when you start anxiously checking and gently reminding yourself it's already worked out, it's coming. I don't have to force it or monitor it or worry it into being. I just have to live my life and let it arrive. And that trust, honestly, is its own kind of peace you get to enjoy the whole time you're waiting. But I'm telling you, okay, August is such a powerful, powerful month. It is a month where the flowers have grown. Okay, the flowers have grown. The flowers are there. They're there for the picking. They're there for the admiration. Like your abundance and everything with it is just there. And it is so, so beautiful because everything is working out for you. Not just everything is working out for you. Everything is also worked out. And it's so, so beautiful. And I want to slow down on that distinction, okay? Because it's quietly one of the most reassuring things in this whole reading. Working out and already worked out, present tense and past tense at once, because it means the good things coming to you, okay, aren't still hanging in the balance, still at risk of falling through. The reader is seeing them as already handled, already arranged, already done behind the scenes, just waiting for their moment to show up in your life. The flowers already grew. All that's left is for you to pick them. And I want to stay with that flower image a little longer, okay? Because it's doing more work than it might seem. Think about what it actually takes for a flower to be there for the picking. A seed had to be planted long before. It had to survive underground through dark, cold stretches where nothing showed above the surface. And that's the part that maps onto your life, okay? The flowers that are blooming now were planted in your hardest seasons. Every bit of effort you put in when you saw no results. Every time you kept going when it felt pointless. Every seed of kindness or work or faith you planted in the dark, not knowing if anything would ever come of it. And now it's blooming, okay? All at once. The garden you couldn't see growing is suddenly in full flower. And the reason there's so much of it is that you planted through so much. Nothing you planted was wasted. It was all just waiting for its season to bloom. and its season is now. The lady with the bouquet, we have here the lady. There's a sense here, okay, whether you're male or female or however you identify, I read energies in tarot. And what I will say here is that this is about receiving. Okay, you are going to be the receiver. No begging, pleading, chasing, running after things. Yes, sure, with work, you're working hard towards it, right? But in terms of other things, letting go where control, you can't control things. And also the bouquet here is about gifts and blessings and abundance growing. Remember what I said? The flowers are growing. They're there for your picking, or they're there for your admiration. Did I not say that? And I want to sit with this receiving energy, okay? Because for a lot of people, it's actually the hardest part. You'd think receiving would be easy, the fun part, the reward. But for someone who's used to doing everything themselves, receiving can feel deeply uncomfortable because when you've had to chase, okay, beg, plead, work twice as hard for half as much, you learn to associate getting things with struggling for them. So when something is simply offered to you freely as a gift, a part of you doesn't trust it or feels you haven't earned it or braces for the catch. And this card is asking you to just receive. Okay, no catch, no earning, no chasing. The bouquet is being handed to you, and your only job is to open your hands and take it. The letting go the reader mentioned is exactly this, releasing the grip, the control, the belief that you have to force everything, and simply letting the blessings be given. And I want to say one more thing about receiving, okay? Because there's a kind of generosity in it that people miss. You might think that always being the giver, the one who does everything, the one who never needs anything, is the selfless way to be. But there's a hidden cost to it, both for you and for the people who love you. Because when you never let anyone give to you, okay, you never let anyone feel the joy of giving to you, you deny them the chance to show up for you the way you always show up for them. Receiving done openly is actually a gift you give the giver, the gift of letting them matter to you, letting them contribute, letting them love you in a way you can actually feel. So as you step into this receiving season, okay, I don't want you to feel guilty about it or like you're taking too much or being less strong. Letting the bouquet be handed to you isn't weakness and it isn't selfishness. It's you finally allowing your life and the people and the universe in it to pour into you the way you've spent so long pouring into everything else. That's all I have to say. Look at that. Right. I say things and it comes out on the cards because I do so much spiritual practice behind the scenes, and I've been doing this now for 9 years. I'm telling you, dedication. It is pure dedication. Every single day I'm here, I turn up. It's dedication. And I want you to notice that synchronicity the reader caught, okay? Because it's a lovely one. She talked about flowers growing, there for the picking, there for the admiration. And then the card that came out was a lady holding a bouquet. The words and the card matched. And whatever you believe about how that works, okay, there's something worth taking from it. When the language of your life keeps repeating the same image, flowers, bouquets, blossoming, abundance growing, it's worth treating that as a theme you're meant to notice. And the theme here is unmistakable. Things are blooming for you, and they're blooming now. And before I close this out, I want to leave a few things to actually hold on to, okay? The first, you're not just getting through August, you're winning it, loves. The thing you've been stressing about is turning into a constant spin of blessings, one rolling into the next, with financial stability right at the front. and the rocky emotional stretch finally balancing out. The second, you're being seen and respected now. The Queen of Cups and the Page of Pentacles showed you revived, emotionally whole, with money and friendships growing, people initiating with you, and no one making you small anymore. The bracing for disrespect can stop. The third, your job now is to receive, not chase. The Ace of Wands and the Lady with the Bouquet both said it. The flowers already grew, the blessings are already worked out, and all you have to do is let go of the grip and open your hands to take them. And I want to answer why this reached you now, okay? Because you'd been stressing about something specific, carrying it, maybe bracing for it to go the way hard things have gone before. And it's turning, okay, and you were meant to hear that today plainly, so you could set the stressing down a little sooner than the blessings were going to arrive on their own. I don't pull the Queen of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and a lady holding a bouquet of blessings, all pointing at the same winning month by accident. This is already clear, okay? The opening confirmed you're going to win in August a constant spin of blessings. The Queen of Cups confirmed you revived, emotionally whole, respected, no longer made small. The Page of Pentacles confirmed money, friendships, and community growing, you alchemizing into your blessings. The Ace of Wands confirmed everything working out, nothing the same again, only better. And the Lady with the Bouquet confirmed the theme, you are the receiver now. No chasing, just open hands and blessings handed to you. So let me lay this all out one final time, okay, slowly, so it actually settles. The thing you've been stressing about, okay, is turning into a constant spin of blessings, and August is the month you win. The rocky, painful stretch is balancing out. The money is stabilizing. People are coming toward you with respect and invitation, and you're feeling revived, whole, and like yourself again. And everything ahead isn't still hanging in the balance. It's already worked out, already blooming. The flowers already grown and waiting for you to pick them. And your only job is to stop chasing and start receiving, to let go of the grip, open your hands, and take the bouquet that's being held out to you. One message. You don't have to chase it anymore. The flowers already grew, and they're yours for the picking. So claim it, loves. Comment below that you're winning in August and let the universe hear you say it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Moonveil Tarot, like this reading, and share the blessing with someone who needs it too. I genuinely read every comment, even the ones I can't always reply to individually. Your story becomes part of the reason this reading keeps finding the next person who needs it. Wherever you're watching this from, okay, I want you to actually feel this settle in before you go. You have spent so long, okay, chasing, reaching for things, working twice as hard for what other people seem to get easily, bracing to be overlooked or disrespected or let down the way you have been before. And that whole exhausting posture, okay, the chasing, the gripping, the bracing, you get to set it down now because the flowers already grew. The blessings are already worked out. The good things are already handed to you. And all that's left is for you to believe you're allowed to receive them. So open your hands, okay? Stop chasing what's already yours. Let August be the month you finally stop struggling for the good things and simply beautifully receive them. And I want to leave you with one last picture, okay, before you go. Imagine yourself a month from now, looking back on this stretch. Imagine the blessings having rolled in, one after another, the way the reader promised. Imagine the stability settled, the people who came toward you with respect, the flowers picked, and in your arms. And imagine how it'll feel, okay, to realize that the thing you were stressing about at the start of all this worked out the way this reading said it would. That the version of you who was bracing, and doubting and chasing could finally rest because it all came together after all. That version of you is real, okay? And you're walking toward them right now. So trust it, claim it, open your hands, and let August be exactly what this reading found you to say it would be, the month you win. Take care of yourself. Bye, loves.